Vande Vrindavanacharam Vallavijana Vallabham Jayanti Sambhavam Dhama Vaijayanti Vibhushanam. We're almost, I think we're done with the Purvapetika, the poet declaring why he started off to write this. So, Vihaya Tadaham Bridam Vyasa Vedarnavambritam Vakshe Vibudha Jivatum Vasudeva Sutodayam. So, taking into consideration that great people have all gone into the traversed the same path, and it is a grantham that in the Bhavartha he beautifully gives the reason for why lajjam tyaktva evam akarotiti. So mahatam marge pravartatvat, because he has taken the path of great people. Papakshayakara prabandha grathane pramade satyapi. Even though, so this is the second reason would be that this is the writing about the greatness of Krishna, which is useful in reducing our sins here. So papakshaya karaha prabandhaha ayam. And then the third reason is pramade satyapi. Even if there is a mistake, the people here, the readers here, sahridayas, are also bhaktas. So they generally do not try to nitpick, and they will generally accept anything because it is Bhagavad Kathamritam iti karanat tatra sarvam ange kurvanti eva. So because of these reasons, Lajjam Vihaya, I am going to talk about Krishna's story. Now he starts off from the creation of this world. So this shloka is you can take it as Advaita Vedanta or Vishishtadvaita. Because it is Vedanta Desika, you can take it as Vishishtadvaita in a nutshell here. Krida Tulikaya Swasmin, Kripa Rushitaya Swayam, Ekaha, Vishwam Idam Chitram, Vibhuhu Shriman Ajijanat. Looks very simple, but there's so much of information in each and every word here. Sabhipraya Visheshanam. That is, every word has been put in with a specific reason in mind. Abhipraya. It is not just a random bunch of words that he has put in just to show that, okay, the world was created by God. No. Tatha nasti. Atra Shriman Shriya Yuktaha Vishnuho Chitram Idam Vishwam Ajijanat. Ajijanat, he created this world. Idam Vishwam Ajijanat, he created it, or he manifested it. He made it appear in this world. Katham akarot. So everything has an adjective here. Shriman is your karta, who is Vishnu. The adjectives for him are Ekaha, Vibhuhu, Swayam, Shriman. Four words here totally. One is Ekaha eva sanna. He did not ask for any help here to create this world. Why don't you come and help? Why don't you? Tatha nasti. He was the only one who has created this entire world. Tasyatu anya sahaya rahitaha saha ekaha. Vibhuhu. He is present everywhere, or Vibhu in Vishishtadvaita Tattvam. Generally, in Advaita Tattvam, we use the word Vibhu to mean Yaha Sarvatra Vartate iti, Vyaptaha, Sarvavyapi iti. But for Vishishtadvaita specifically, the way they interpret Vibhu is, he is responsible, he is Sarva Shaktiman iti. He is responsible for both the creation, sustenance, and dissolution. So he is the Paravasudeva who is present in everything, and he is creating all of these things and ensuring that it again merges within him. So Vibhuhu atra Sarvashaktiman iti abhipraye uktam. Ekaha Vibhuhu Swayam. He himself does it. He doesn't direct some 15 people to do it, even though there are 15 people who create it. Like he first creates Brahma, then Brahma creates 10 Prajapatis. If you go through the Puranas, you will know that at the end of all of these, they will give one section where he says all of these Prajapatis are Vishnu indeed. Vishnu has taken the forms of all of these people and he has created this world. He is the world and the Antaryami inside the world and the form of the Jivas also. So every section you will find in Vishnu Purana or in Bhagavata Puranam where this creation process has been delineated or explained. At the end of it, there will be some 2-3 shlokas which will give you the crux of what this whole thing means. So, are these all of these creations different? No. Swayam, he himself created. So, which is he took on the form of Brahma, he himself took on the form of the Prajapatis also, and he is the person who is in the as being the inner dweller, that is Antaryami in all of these jivas. He is the jivas themselves. He is also the world itself. Both charatmakam, acharatmakam cha saeva bhavati. So that is why this word will also fit in here. Where did he create this world? Swasminna ajijanat. He did not create it separately in a different place. So when we try to create, when we try to write, or when we try to draw a painting or create something, it is always a product that is separate from what we are. It is never us. It is never on. It is not non-different, right? It's actually different from us. Whereas with respect to Bhagavan and this world, he creates this entire world in himself. It is like a sculpture coming out of a rock. The rock itself, let's say it itself, because of erosion and everything, it just manifests a form, right? Because of, we say Swayambhulingam and all that, right? So it just manifests itself out of that rock. When you want a sculpture, there is a sculptor who chisels away the unwanted portions and he just manifests that sculpture, the form or the figure in a rock. Here it is Bhagavan himself from whom this entire world manifests and then goes and merges inside. So Swasmin eva Swayam Ekaha San Vibhuhu Shriman Idam Vishwam Ajijanat. And this Vishwam is Chitram. It is variegated. It has so many different things in this world. There are a countless number of species which have existed and gone extinct, which are existing now, and there will be newer species which keep coming up. As the ecosystem changes, you have newer species which keep coming up, and so it is a very variegated stuff which has got different kinds of things, both inanimate and animate objects. If you take a look at the number of objects there, including the prani, the living beings, it is too different, right? So idam chitram vishwam ajijanat. How did he do that? With what did he do it? He needs a material, some sort of a cause there, right? For him, there is no cause. It is just Leela. Krida Tulikaya. Just as for a painting, you need a brush. Here, it is his own Krida or his Icha to create all of these things. One day, he just decided, Sattapo Tapyata. Bahusyam Prajayeti. He just started thinking that, okay, I think I'm alone in this world. Let me create something. So Krida Tulikaya. Tulika is a brush. So he uses his Krida or his Leela, his desire to create, and that becomes a brush for him to paint this picture, Chitram, which is Vishwam. Kripa Rushitaya, he needs paint, right? And there is Kripa here. The word why he uses Kripa here is, it is not a cruel creator here. It seems as if there is Vishamata, or we feel that I have been blessed more or he has been blessed more than me. Tatha, there is a inequality or a favoritism, apparent favoritism, when we see the creation in the world. Why should he create only this person with so much of wealth? Why should he create only this person with so much of learning? You see the disparity between the living beings and everything. But that is not the case. he acts upon some karma here, and he also is a very dayapurna. He is filled with compassion because he is just waiting for you to think about him for a moment, and he will give you moksha. That's all. So it is not any, it is because of your own actions that we have been created like this and we do things like this. But then his daya is the paint with which this world has been created. So there is an underlying compassion which he shows then and there whenever we need it. Okay. So this is just a bare minimum that I've said. Each one can have a quotation from, you can take this sloka for 1 hour. Then we will never finish the portion, but I will go over the Pratipadartha also, because this is a little terse. He uses the language of Ape Dikshita directly here. So I will go over the text itself. From the next sloka, someone else can read.
So this one is very reminiscent of when you said Swasmin, and when you said sculpture and sculptor, and when you said Chitram. That's Antastanyasya Vishwam Suranarakaga Vogi
Gandharvadaityai.
Chitram Ramyam Ram Ramyate. Right? So it's almost like a paraphrasing of the concepts from here.
Yeah. Right? Yeah. It is. Ram Ramyate Tam Tribhunat Vishnumesham Namami. Okay. Vibhuhu Nikhila Jagat Srishti Sthiti Laya Anukula Vividha Shaktiman Niratishaya Vaibhavascha. So Vibhuhu itself means someone who has Vividha Shaktiman. He has different kinds of Shakti here, or Sarva Shaktiman. The Shakti that he possesses are Nikhila Jagat Srishti Sthiti Laya Anukula. The different Shakti or power that he has is Anukulam. It is very conducive for the creation of this entire world, Nikhila Jagat Srishti, Sthiti, and to protect this world, and Laya, Nikhila Jagat Laya. Each one of this Srishti, Sthiti, Layam goes with Nikhila Jagat. So Nikhila Jagatam Srishtihi, Nikhila Jagatam Sthitihi, Nikhila Jagatam Layaha. Etatraya Anukula Shaktiman. All these three are three different works that need to be done in this world. Right? This world has to be created, this world has to be protected, and this world has to be dissolved at the end of this cosmos or this kalpam. Right? At the end of this kalpam, there has to be Laya. He possesses the Shakti, Brahman, or here we take it as Paravasudeva. So Paravasudeva, he possesses the Shakti which is Anukulam for all these three activities. How is that possible? It is possible because he is called Bhagavan. Bhagaiti Shannam Irana. Right? So it is the word Bhaga itself goes. அது என்ன அந்த ஸ்லோகம் மறந்து போயிடுது எனக்கு. ஷண்ணாம் பக இதி ஈரணா ஞானம் வைராக்கியம். ஒரு நிமிஷம். He has 6 things. Aishwaryasya samagrasya, Aishwaryasya samagrasya, Viryasya yashasaha Shriyaha, Jnana Vairagyayoho Chaiva, Shannam Bhaga iti Irana. Bhagavan, Bhaga means 6 qualities. And a person who has these 6 qualities is called Bhagavan. The pratyaya is there, right? So Vatu Parmatu pratyaya is there. Now, Aishwaryasya samagrasya. One who has that samagra can go with everything. All the words. So he has Aishwaryam, he possesses wealth, Virya, wealth of all kinds. When you think about Ashtalakshmi, you think of all kinds of wealth, right? So Aishwaryasya, Viryasya is also got that courage, Yashas, fame, Shriyaha, the regular wealth also, and Jnanam and Vairagya. These are the 6 qualities which together are called Bhaga iti Ingana or Irana.
Mahodaya, the shloka that you said, where was it from?
It's just a common shloka that we, I don't know any source for this.
Okay. Can you just repeat?
Kalpadrumala irukkum. Vishnu Purane vartate?
Iti Aishwaryasya samagrasya dharmasya yashashriyas.
That is different.
இங்க வந்து நீங்க என்ன சொன்னீங்க? ஐஸ்வர்யம்?
Aishwaryasya samagrasya veerasya yashashriyah. I can share it in the group chat.
Atra dharmasya iti.
Shri Aishwarya Virya Yashas Shri group chat lo bolingla.
The potre. Oh yes, okay. Veeryasya yashashriyah jnana vairagyayoschaiva shannam bhaga iti ingana or irana. Both are right. This is there in the kosham. So and the bhaga is which is a representation of the 6 qualities are called vaibhavam. Adudha niratishaya vaibhavam. One whose vaibhava or the wealth is there is nothing equal to the wealth that he has. Ananta kalyana guna yuktaha saha pravasudevaha iti vishittadvaityam matam. Shriman Lakshmiya Nitya Yuktaha. Lakshmi is a necessary. So Lakshmi is like Maya. Sarvada Anapayini Lakshmi. Anapayini, one who does not even move away from Vishnu at any point of time. So she is ever present with Lakshmi. He is ever present with Lakshmi. And here Lakshmi is also the representation of Maya here. So Shriman Lakshmiya Nitya Yuktaha. He is always present with Lakshmi. Here Shrihi Asya Asti iti Shriman. That Matup can come in different meanings. So Nitya Yoge is one of the meanings for Matup. Purushottamaha Ekaha Asahayaha Eva. Without any Sahayam. For a painter, or let's say a kulala, a person who creates a pot, or a sculptor who creates a sculpture, he can take the help of many assistants there. There will be one who will buy the paint and give him. There will be another person who probably cooks for him and gives him food so that he can sustain and make the creation. There are so many aspects that involve for one person to create an art there. But here, Bhagavan creating this kind of a universe here, for a moment, if you think about it without any help, he has created this entire world, then it can be overwhelming when you think of it in that manner. So, ekaha sanna asahayaha eva, without any help from anyone. Vishwam idam jagadrupam chitram ascharya-bhutam alekhyam. So here is where he compares Vishwam to Chitram. He superimposes Vishwam, Chitram onto Vishwam. That is, he superimposes a picture. This whole world is like a picture, is indeed a picture which has been created with a brush and a paint. So what is the brush here and what is the paint here? That is where we go to the next 2 words. So Chitram can also mean Ascharya-bhutam, Vichitram, something that is wonderful. Chitram Ascharya-bhutam. Idila varum. Shastrayonitvat Brahmasutrathla, he will say, what is the reason? That is because he is, he should have so much of Shakti. Why do we conclude that he knows more than what he is Sarvajnaha? How can we conclude that? Because he is able to create this entire world with so many different things in it. The creator should be much more knowledgeable than what he has created. He gives a reason there, an udaharanam, saying yatha paninihi ashtadhyayaha. Just as how Panini, who has created Ashtadhyayi, knows much more than what is there in the Ashtadhyayi, in the same manner, because Bhagavan has created this entire world, he must be a Sarvajna. He must know everything in and out. Unless you know it in and out, you cannot create something which is so wonderful, right? Something which is so surprising also. The same way, Panini, who created Ashtadhyayi, who made it into a formulaic structure, for him, somewhere along the line, as he was writing, he must have said, "Oh, this word is telling me I'm under danger." So he would have given one specific sutra for that particular word. That is how he has arranged it. So, which means the entire Sanskrita vocabulary must have been in his brain for him to write those sutras, and for all of those words to come under that in some way or the other, either as this or as exceptions. Even Vartikakaras, they must have understood, they must have read so much beyond what they have written. That's what it means. So here, Chitram Ascharya Bhutam. Why is this so surprising? Because something that has so much variety, we are able to create. A sculptor creates a sculpture, a painter creates a painting, a singer creates a song, probably a composer creates a... So each one of us, we see, is responsible or is creating just one particular thing. But imagine someone who has created this entire thing which has several of these components, then how much of a knowledgeable person he must be. Ascharya Bhutam Idam Vishwam. It is like an alekhya. Chitram or alekhyam also means picture, painting. Kripa Rushitaya, Krida Tulikaya, Dayaya Siktaya. Rushita also means anointed with, or it has the painting, the paint. Here Kripa is like a paint here. Daya Siktaya, something that is completely soaked in compassion. Tadrishya Krida Tulikaya, Swalila Rupa Kurchya. Kurchi, he uses Kurchi here. I think Tulika, Kurchaha is a very common thing. Probably he uses that feminine form for it to show Tulika, because Tulika is also in feminine form. Krida, Swalila, Lila eva, it is a brush here. Swayam, Swatantrena, Atmana, by himself. Ekaha and Swayam seems to be the same here, but it's not. In a way that here he does not take any help from other people. Swayam karoti itukte, the way he does it also, he doesn't use any hammer or anything. There is no instrument here for him to, there is no nimitta karanam or material cause. Both are himself. So it is actually abhinna nimittopadanam. Adavadhu nimitta and upadana are the same. What is a nimitta karanam and what is an upadana karanam? Upadana karanam is the material cause. When we want to create a pot, the material cause is mud. When we want to create an earring, the material cause is swarnam. So that is your upadana karanam. But when we have just swarnam, it does not become automatically an earring. You have other several nimitta karanam or accidental causes which help to make that swarnam into earring. Those are all your nimitta karanas, which are the cause, which are a different cause from the material cause. Now, in the case of Bhagavan, who has created this world, from where has he created? He has created himself as the world, in himself. So, Swayam Atmana eva, Atmani eva. So, here Ekaha would mean he is the Nimitta Karana. Swayam would be using himself as the Upadana Karana. Using himself as the mud or the Swarnam. So, he is Abhinna Nimitta Upadana Karanam. Nimitta and Upadana are Abhinnam. It is non-different. Swasmin Atmani eva Ajijanat. The substratum is also himself. Ajijanat Janayamasa. Is that clear?
Mahodaya, the Nimitta Karanam can be many and Upadana Karanam will be one.
Upadana Karanam can be for one thing. I don't know, it can be two things also. Arakkum vechu swarnathim vechu thane pandrom.
Oh, so that also can be more than
many things. It depends. Two kinds of threads can become one sari. Yeah. So okay. It can be many also. Okay. Bhavartha. Srishti sthiti samhara rupa vividha shaktiman aganya vibhavaha lakshmipatihi purushottamaha Sahayantara nirapekshaha eva idam vishwarupam ascharya chitram daya rasa raktaya swalilarupa lekhinya atmana atmani eva samutpadayamasa. Orre sentence la vote. Okay. Each one you can split it into, each word you can actually split it into several sentences, I think. So, Purushottamaha Lakshmipatihi, he created this world. Idam Vishwarupam Ascharya Chitram. He has created this painting in the form of the world. He has created this Samutpadayamasa. Where is he created it? Atmani eva, in himself. Atmana, with himself, or using himself as the a material cause. Swalila Rupa Lekhinya. He uses his Leela as the brush here to write, and that brush is Raktam. Raktana, Anurakta. That is, it is completely filled with Daya Rasam, filled with compassion. He has created this world without expecting any help from another person. Sahayantara, Anyaha Sahayaha Sahayantaram. Anyaha Deshaha Deshantaram. We've been seeing from Parichaya level. So Sahayantara Nirapekshaha, without any expectation of another person. Purushottamaha Lakshmipatihi Aganya Vibhavaha, one who has qualities which cannot be counted at all. Srishti Sthiti Samhara Rupa Vividha Shaktiman, and who has the capability of creating, protecting, and destroying the world. Clear? Visheshaha. Idlada, we have alankaras. Now he discusses all that, including certain this thing. Okay. Purusha Sukta Ukta Prakarena Yadavamsha Moolabhutasya Chandramasaha Utpattim Varnayitum Upodghatam Rachayati Kavihi Purushottamena Idam Vishwam Kritam Iti. What is the purpose of starting this world creation here? To talk about Krishna's birth, he has to say which Vamsha he was born in. And that Vamsha is Chandravamsa. You want to talk about the greatness of a person, you start off with Adi Ileranda Vri Aramikano. Even before, when he wanted to talk about Raghuvamsha, Kalidasa only picked out the main kings that he wanted to describe. He did not describe all of the kings that were there. But he started off with the Moola Karanam, which is Surya. And he talks about just Manuhu, Suryaha, then Ikshwaku, Kakutsthaha, iti. He just gives directly, he then goes to Dilipa. The same way here also, the Kavi spends a couple of shlokas to describe Chandra, who is the Vamsha Utpatti, Vamsha beginner for this Vamsha. Right? He is the Moola Bhutam for this Yadu Vamsha. Yadavabhyudaya tu Moolabhutaha Chandraha eva tasmat Chandrasya Utpattihi Varnitavya. You have to describe that. So how do you describe that? From where was Chandra created? Chandrama Manaso Jataha. It is there in Purusha Sukta. So Purusha Sukta Ukta Prakarena, following the method that is said in Purusha Sukta, Yadavamsha Moolabhutasya Chandramasaha Utpattim Varnayitum. In order to describe the Utpatti, creation of Chandramaha, the moon, who is the Moolabhutam, who is the source for Yadavamsha, Upodghatam Rachayati, he proceeds to give an introduction for that. In the form of, so Kavihi, he says, Purushottamena idam vishwam kritam iti. Now this is your Upodghata, the introduction for talking about Chandra or the moon as the Moola Bhutam for Yadavamsha. He starts off by saying how this world was first created by Purushottama. And it is also very rightfully correct. It is also right because Purushottama himself takes an avatar of Krishna, who is our hero for this entire kavya. So it is good to start from Purushottama himself. Okay. Chandramaha here is Sakaranta Pullinga. So Chandramasaha Utpattim is in Shashti Vibhakti here. Clear?
So Mahodaya, in actual shloka there is no mention of Chandrama.
இல்ல அடுத்ததுல வரும்.
அடுத்தது வச்சு இங்க
So Jagadakladano Jagnye Manasaha Tasya Chandramahan, next one.
Anna இங்க வந்து I mean he's describing it earlier.
He is just saying, in order to describe, he is giving an upadghatam in this shloka. Didirne paramikarche, oh, this whole world was created. Why would you suddenly start with that? இது வந்து எப்படின்னா, this is like an avatarika that has to be before the shloka. You understand, right?
Vishwamidam iti uktam. Tasmat idanim. Okay, so he's saying that's a kramaha iti varnayitum.
So if you imagine, if it's an vyakhya, okay, so what would the avatarika be for the shloka? What is the reason for giving the shloka? Chandravamsam varnayitum arabhate kavihi. Parantu tatra sakshat, in Chandravamsa Vasudeva was a king. Appadine padarna aramikradhukku badala, he slowly gives an introduction saying this entire, imagine a storyteller here. That's what he is trying to give that. To start off, he gives an introduction about the world being created by Purushottama. Appadine.
Okay.
Shlokesmin pratipadam sabhiprayam. Every word has an abhipraya. It has some indication in this shloka. Swayam swasmin iti visheshana dvayena bhagavataha prapancha nimitta karanatvam upadana karanatvam cha asti iti suchyate. So I said swayam and swasmin both show that he is the material cause and the nimitta karana. Aneka koti brahmanda rupasya asya jagataha nirmane sahayantara nirapekshata ekaha iti visheshanena jnayate. If I hadn't told you all this before in the shloka, it wouldn't have made sense at all. I would have had to explain here. Aneka koti brahmanda rupam. So this entire brahmanda universe has so much of things in it, which is aneka koti. Different kinds of things that you have in this world. Asya jagataha nirmane. In creating this entire world, sahayantara nirapekshata. He does not have the need for another sahaya. Ekaha iti visheshanena jnayate. From this word we know, he is explaining the sabhiprayatvam in each of the padam here. What does he mean by sabhiprayam? Every word has to have some implication here. Why is he used swayam and swasmin? To show that Bhagavan is the nimitta karana and he is the upadana karana. Why is he used the word ekaha? Sahayantara nirapekshata. He does not need anybody else to create this world. Next padam, vibhuhu. Why has he used the word vibhuhu there? Sarvashaktimatvam bhagavataha vibhuhu ityanena pradarsyate. Bhagavataha sarvashaktimatvam vibhuhu ityanena, vibhuhu iti padena pradarsyate. By the word vibhu, we understand that the quality of Bhagavan's the omniscient quality, omnipotent. In our word, yeah, nityatriptasya avapta sakalakamasya bhagavataha jagat srishtihi leelartham iti kridathulikaya iti shabdena jnapyate. It is being understood, or it is being jnapyate na namakku therivikkapadugiradhu nu solnolla. It is being made known to us. Why does he use the word krida tulika? Does he have any desire here? Does he have any ichha? He cannot have any ichha. Bhagavan is avapta sakala kamaha, nitya triptaha. He is always satisfied. Swayam prakasha swarupaha. He is ever blissful. So there is no desire that comes about in his mind. Avapta sakala kamaha. He has attained every kamam, every desire that has to be attained. He has already experienced all of that. And so he is ever satisfied. Tarhi tasya kimartham jagat srishtihi evam iti chet jagat srishtihi tu leelartham. Chumma. As we walk, there is a pool of water. Some kids will want to just randomly jump into it. Is it because they want to become dirty like that? No, tatha nasti. It is just that pleasure. That's all. There is no specific reason there. It's just a play. avladha. So leelartham iti kridatoolikaya iti shabdena jnapyate. Na kevalam Bhagavan swaleelaya जीवराशीन नरक गर्भ वासादि दुःख पंके निमज्जयति किंतु मोक्ष उपायमपि प्रदर्शयति इति दयारूषितया इत्यनेन बोध्यते. So next is the word dayarushita. Why the krida tulika with which he has created this world, there is a compassion component also in that. He does not just simply create all of these living beings and pushes them into this mud of dukkham, naraka garbhavasa. Bhagavan swaleelaya, because of he wants to play, why does he have to push us into all this? We will think about it, right? So jivarashina nimajjayati, he not only nimajjayati na mulga vikkiradhu artham, sinks them into a literal meaning pushes them into one mud pankam which is filled with dukkham of naraka, garbhavasa, etc. So the garbhavasa dukkham, Bhagavatam padicha puri, the suffering that the child, the fetus goes through in the garbhavasa, நம்ம ஏதாவது பண்ணிட்டோமோன்னு நமக்கு பயமா இருக்கும் அது படிக்கிறது. ரொம்ப very difficult passage to study. So naraka prapti is okay. It's something which we can't even see. We don't know whether it exists. We don't know what form it is and all that. But this garbhavasam is something, we experience in some way or the other. We are a witness to it, right? So when Bhagavatam describes the dukkam that is associated with that, it's really shocking sometimes. So naraka garbhavasadi dukkha panke nimajjayati Bhagavan na kevalam nimajjayati. He not only pushes us into this pit of dukkham which involves narakam, garbhavasa, etc., etc. There are so many dukkham that is involved in this world, rogam, adhi, vyadhi, etc., etc. Kintu, he also gives the upayam for liberation from this pankam. Moksha upayam api pradarshayati. He also shows that there is an upaya, there is a means to attain a liberation out of this world. Iti dayarushitaya anena padena jnapyate or bodhyate. Purusha sukta pratipadyaha ayameva iti bodhayitum shriman iti visheshya padam. So visheshyam is also sabhiprayam here. Not only are the adjectives sabhipraya, the visheshana, not only the visheshanas are sabhipraya, the visheshya padam, that which has to be described, that is the noun, the kartra padam is Shriman. That Shriman also, Shriman nale Purushottamaha. And who is the ultimate Purusha? That is shown in he is the person who is known through Purusha Sukta. So Purusha Sukta Pratipadyaha Ayameva iti bodhayitum Shriman iti visheshya padam. Purusha Suktam talks about the creation and everything. That is, we are going to see, right? The Chandrama Manaso Jataha, Bahu Rajanyakritaha, Mukhamasya Asit. Each one of the parts of this Purushottama became this entire world and the people within it. So he also has Lakshmi with him, who is Maya, because of which these people have been created, the living beings have been created. Characharatmakam idam jagatu utpaditam. Iti bodhayitum Shriman iti padam upayuktam atra. Evam. Now, what are the two alankaras involved in this? One is Visheshananam sabhiprayatvat parikara alankaraha. If the adjectives have been used with a specific idea in mind to indicate another point, then it is called parikara alankara. The alankara definition itself is sabhipraye visheshane parikaraha. If the visheshya is sabhiprayam, then that alankara is called parikara ankura alankara. This is a alankara created by our Apai Dikshita himself. It's not an old alankara. Krida eva tulika daya eva ranjana dravyam iti abheda aropat rupaka alankara. Krida eva tulika is very clear there. Daya rushita daya eva ranjana dravyam Tena dravyena rushita. Rushita means painted. So with just the word painted, we understand that there is a Rupakalankara there, even though it is not directly like Krida Tulika. Krida, Leela is your Tulika brush. There is a clear, two padams are given here and they are superimposed. So you have a Rupakalankara there. Whereas here, you don't have the word Ranjana Dravyam for Daya. But he uses the word Rushita. The word Rushita, painted, he has painted the picture with compassion. Abdina, you usually paint the picture only with paint. So he is taking Daya as a he is taking paint as superimposed upon Daya, and with that paint you are painting. In the second level of it is very is another kind of Rupaka there. Example வந்து Limpativa Tamongani Varashativa Nabhonjalam. There is an example in Kuvalananda. Nabhaha Anjanam Varashati Iva. Just take this example alone. It's entirely dark everywhere. It is as if the sky is showering kajal. Anjanam. Nabhaha Akashaha Anjanam Varshati Iva. It is as if it is pouring down kajal. Kajal cannot come down from the Akasham like that. But the tamas is such that it is so dark. You first say that it is Anjanam. You don't even mention Tamaha there. And then you say Anjanam Varshati Iva. But there is actually a Rupakam sort of thing there. You have to understand it in that manner.
Mahodaya, one second. So, when you say Limpativa Tamongani, that's actually Utpreksha kila.
Utpreksha தான் அது. ஆமா. இவ வந்ததுனால நான் ஒரு ஐடியாக்கு புரிஞ்சுக்கிறதுக்காக நான் சொல்றேன். அவ்வளவுதான். It's not ரூபகம்.
சரி. அப்போ இங்க வந்து இங்க இவ I mean because of the absence of the thing which is being compared to, or which is being said as that, அப்போ நிகீர்ணஹ கில தர்ஹி
இல்ல அயமேவங்கிற மூல்யம் அந்த மாதிரி அயமேவ சம்புஹு வினாதார்த்தீயகம் அந்த மாதிரி வரலாம். அயமேவ சம்புஹு தயயா ஏவ ரூஷிதஹ அப்படி வருது.
What is the difference? Because I thought that nigirnaha syat chet atishayoktihi iti. Very very basic classification.
Daya illena ரூஷிதம்ங்கிறத வந்து you have to take it as a paint ன்னு எடுத்துக்கணும். அப்புறம் ரஞ்சன திரவியம்னு எடுத்துக்கணும்.
Okay, tata. Okay.
Smeared with அப்படிதானே அது அர்த்தம்.
Smeared with compassion. For example, if you say like Suryaha agacchati, like if you see a Tejasvi Purusham, Tejasvinam Purusham Uddishya, Suryaha agacchati, tadachet tatra atishayoktihi.
அதிசயோக்தின்னு அங்க எப்படி கௌர் அயம்னு சொல்லணுமோ இல்லையோ அந்த மாதிரி.
ஓ அயம்
அந்த மாதிரி எடுத்துக்கிறோம் இந்த இடத்துல.
Okay, astu. Okay, so okay, fine. One etymological observation was that Rushitam, the English word is Rouge, R-O-U-G, for color.
Yeah.
Okay, but back to the previous line when you said Saviprayatvat Parikaraalankara. For example, the Visheshanam was Vibhuhu, right? That's just Ekaha. All of these would go into Parikara. Yes. And then where is the Parikarankura? Where is the
Shriman?
Oh, Shriman is okay. Parikarankura. Katham punah?
Purusha Sukta Pratipadhyaha ayam abdingra madri Lakshmiya Yuktaha saha. It is not just Viṣṇu who is being said there. It is the Maya Sahitaha Paravasudevaha eva atroktaha yaha Jagat Karanataya Purusha Sukte Pratipadhyaha vartate.
Okay.
Not just someone who is Shriman iti nama samgya nasti tatra.
There's no sanya. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Anena chitra shabde slishtayoho jagat chitrayoho abheda aropat slishta rupakam. This is also fine. So jagat eva chitram. Jagat chitram. So chitram you take it as painting. But that painting can also be but that word chitram can mean Ascharya Bhutam also. So you have two meanings for that. So Ascharya Bhutam Jagat, Ascharya Bhutam Chitram Iva. So it is a Shlesha Rupakam, Slishta Rupakam. Etesham Sarvesham Angangi Bhavena Anvayat Sankaraha. Now this Sankara, I told you before, I think, Sankara is where it is dependent on each other. If all of these Alankaras cannot exist without the other, and you cannot explain it without explaining the other Alankaras, then it is a Sankara. Like Kshira Neera Nyaya. Milk and water, you can't separate. This also, you cannot separate the Alankaras. Okay.
Alankara is talking about the Rupakam and the Parikara, etc.
Parikara Alankara.
And so when he says Chitra Shabde Shishtayoho Jagat Chitrayoho, what he means is the word Chitra is not actually the adjective of variegated, but it actually means the world itself. So
painting.
No, the painting. Okay. The painting.
Jagat eva chitram iti. Prathamam.
Okay, so he had the word paint previously. Daya is the paint. And Tulika is the brush, and Jagat is Chitram, but he didn't mention the word Jagat.
Yeah, Vishwam iti asti kalo?
Oh, Vishwam iti asti. Okay, Vishwam iti. So now.
So you can, if you want, you can change this to Vishwa Chitrayoho iti.
Okay, so there is a Shlesha there. The Shlesha is
Chitra Shabde Aropaha. Slishtayoho Jagat Chitrayoho Abheda Aropat.
That's how a Rupakam works, right?
Yeah.
So what does it mean by Slishta Rupakam then?
Because the word Chitram itself has two meanings, there is Slesha also there.
Oh, I see. Okay.
That's what I said. Chitram Jagat, Chitram iti.
Oh, I see. Chitram itself is Jagat. So he didn't need, in that case, he would not have needed a Vishwam word. Okay.
Or if he did not use the word Chitram itself, then even then it would have made sense. But using the word Chitram and giving it the meaning of both Ascharya Bhutam and Alekhyam, he brings in Shlesha also in this Rupakam.
Oh, that makes sense. So Ascharya Bhutam and Alekhyam. Oh, okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Okay, but here he doesn't seem to say that. Is better. It's actually itopi.
You have to say Chitra Shabdasya because inge rendu meaning irukala.
Anga solliting. Okay, fine.
Adunala.
You can put brackets on the Shlesha maybe, because that's another aspect of the Shlesha. Here he's talking about Chitra referring to the world and the painting. But so there are multiple levels of Shlesha that's happening.
இது கொண்டிதானே வேற இல்லையே சித்திரம் கொண்டிதான் உங்களுக்கு ஸ்லேஷா இருக்கு.
One more time, what do you mean?
Only this word chitram has slesha. There is no other word that has slesha.
That's true.
Okay.
That pralayam, after pralayam, he has to restart everything, and every time he has to redo everything from scratch, and there is no template he's following. Every time he's creating brand new with whatever comes to his mind at that time, and there is no so there won't be anybody to help at that time, because after pralayam there will be nobody but him. So can we do something like that to say that for the vibhu and sahaya rahitaha, that kind of area?
So see, ekaha is sahaya rahitaha. Okay. Vibhuhu means he has the capability for doing everything.
Correct.
அது கொஞ்சம் வித்தியாசப்படும். ரெண்டுமே ஒரே மாதிரி நீங்க வந்து கனெக்ட் பண்ணிட்டேன்னா அப்புறம் it is very difficult to பிரிச்சு புரிஞ்சுக்கிறது கஷ்டமாயிடும்.
No, but we don't have that. Why does he have to? Because you said that he has created 10 Brahma, 10 Prajapati, but he is not taking the help of all those. And
they are doing their work, but he alone has become them. See, he himself, அதாவது ஒரு விஷ்ணு இருக்கிறத வச்சுக்கோங்க, கார்ட்டூன் மாதிரி போட்டுக்கணும். ஓகே, இந்த எப்படி in Devi Mahatmyam you have all the Shaktis emanating from Devi and then they go inside her, right? அந்த மாதிரி you think of Vishnu as that Shakti here. He is the one from whom Brahma has emerged. From Brahma there are 10 other people. அப்படி ஒரு கார்ட்டூன் போடுற மாதிரி போட்டுக்கோங்க மைண்ட்ல. Who is doing all of these things?
About pralayam and at all.
Even pralaya. Even at that point, who is creating all of this pralayam? You have Vayu, Agni creating this, Rudra, who are all creating this, but they have all come from that one central being. That's all. இது எல்லாத்தையும் அழிச்சல்னா எங்க போகும்? It is like, one solid piece of rock of gold I have created one entire bridal set for someone's wedding. Now I want to melt all of those and it goes back into that one rock of gold. But this alone has become everything. No, you may call it as ring, you may call it as earring, you may call it as necklace. But what has transformed into all of these things? It is gold only. So if you look at it as necklace, adu addiga, adu vandu choker, it's a long chain, manga mala. You can talk about many different kinds of things, but those are all just nomenclatures. What is the source there? It is only Swarnam. In the same way, Brahma, Prajapati, Visalakshi, Shankari, all these are just nomenclatures. The underlying tattvam is only one person there. You have to realize that. Adu kashtam.
Mahodaya, one more time. If you go down, where he talks about the Rupakam, just look it up. So he says, Krida Yavatulika, Abheda Rupat Rupakalankara. So now in his work, he says, Vishaya Beda Tadrupya Ranjanam, Vishayasya Yat. Rupakam Tat Tridha Dikyam, whatever, right? So here he's saying that Vishayi Abheda Tadrupyam, right? So he's talking about Abheda. So there's abheda between the Vishayi and the Vishaya. So the Vishayi would be in this case the Dayava.
So Vishayangarada Upamana Upameyana Modala mindla போட்டுறோம். அப்புறம்தான் it will work.
So Vishayi வந்து உபமானவா? Okay. அப்போ உபமானம் வந்து பெயிண்டிங்.
ஆமா.
So Vishayi would be the Ranjana, the paint.
Ranjana Dravyam.
And then
Vishayaha Daya.
Would be Daya. So Tayoho Abheda Rupaha Atra Vartate, Tasmat Rupakalanta. So Tadrupyam and Abheda, they are the same thing, right? No, but he has a difference in mind.
He has a difference. அது அங்க படிக்கிறச்சே பார்த்துப்போம்.
Okay.
ஆமா. He'll go into, if you mention the word, if you don't mention the word and just use sarvanama, and the madri edo difference பண்ணுவாரு.
So adikya nyuna tvad anubhaya. So here it's anubhaya ன்னு நினைக்கிறேன்.
இங்க வந்து yes, anubhaya tadrupyam. ஆமா. श्रीमान नित्य योगे श्री शब्दात मधु प्रत्ययः अजी जनत जनि धातोः निजंत. So first janyate means someone is born, janayati nijanta, then you have lung lakara aji janat, bhuta samanya vivakshaya lung prayogaha. Usually lung is for bhuta samanyam, that is past in general. Any past, if something was created a second before what I'm saying now, that can also be expressed in lung lakara. So the idea here is the world is being, something or the other is being created every day, every moment, every second here, and that is indicated, that has been done by Shriman Purushottamaha. So Bhuta Samanyam, this is not in Litlakara talking about something that happened in the past when Bhagavan, he created this entire world and done. he created that and put it in the archive. That is not the case. There is something or the other which is being renewed or created every second, and that everything has been created by Bhagavan. Clear?
And that upadana karanam, nimitta karanam, both are Purushottama. In Sriman, without the Shri, he would not have created the Jagat at all. So Shri becomes what kind of karanam?
Shri is Nitya Anapayini. So she is constantly present with him. That's all. So you cannot separate her from him at all.
So she cannot be
Maya. When I say Maya, that is my Advaita influence that I am talking about. In Vishishta Advaita, there is no separation between Shri and Vishnu.
Srinivasa.
Ama, எப்ப பார்த்தாலும் she is constantly there with Bhagavan. Even as a Paravasudeva, he has Lakshmi with him. You can get Sayujyam, Samipyam, Salokam, ellam kadikkum, but you cannot get Shri because you are there.
Correct.
Yeah. So there is no Karanatvam associated with Shri there in Vishishtadvaita. क्रीडा तूलिकया स्वस्मिन् कृपारूषितया स्वयं एको विश्वमिदं चित्रं विभुः श्रीमान् अजीजनत्.